Yo, what is up YouTube? I'm back with another EVOMON video, and this is a full video on how I shiny farm. So I had a lot of people talk about whether my strategy to get shinies was wrong or right, and I had a lot of doubters. People were saying like, oh no, that doesn't work, this and that, like, oh, I get refreshed, etc, like it doesn't work for me, and just, you know, just stuff like that. So I'm just gonna show you proof that it does work if you do it properly, and I'm going to teach you the proper way of doing it. So for starters, I was gone on a trip for a whole day, so this is just what I got from farming for one whole day. And yes, my tiny task did work for the entirety of 24 hours and even more, because I started like the other day, like halfway through the day, and then etc, a full day, you know what I mean. But yeah, so as you can see, I have 3 loadouts of my strong monster who can one-tap any monster, and then 4 monsters that are just cannon fodder. Basically monsters that are just, you know, just there so that I can release them so I can get a crap ton of money. So for starters, let me just go ahead and start releasing all of these monsters, and so that I can get a good idea of how much star fruits I actually earned from doing this tiny task that, you know, I'm about to teach you. So this is also a very good way of getting star fruits. This is my personal way of getting star fruits as well. So yeah, so let's go ahead and let me leave these guys alone because I need some more cannon fodder. Okay, so as you can see here, 224 like star fruits. Now this is because they're only level 53 because I wasn't farming at a super high level area. So if I was to farm at a super high level area, they probably would have all been like at least level 90s. And if that was the case, then I would have easily had about like 2,000 maybe 3,000 star fruits on my hands, because I know with the full loadout, I've been able to like sell like 800 star fruits at a time. But anyways, this is a video on how I shiny farm. So let's go ahead and look at what I caught. So for starters, I got a crap ton of prismatics, as you can see here. I even got a black prismatic, which I think, I could be wrong, but I have yet to get a black prismatic like 100% of the time. So getting one, I'm pretty sure a black prismatic is a rare color to get. I could be wrong, but you know, I don't know. But yeah, I have multiple shinies, as you can see here. I have multiple shinies, multiple prismatics. I have a crap ton of triple S's that I just, you know, just sold before the video. Let's see here. I have like this shiny as well, but let me see if I can find them. Okay, prismatic for this one as well. So yeah, these are all of the prismatics that I captured during the wait. And as you can see here, if I just put these guys away, the main issue is being able to capture a shiny and using like a prismatic like egg on it, or Pokeball on it. But to the people who are worrying about that, this is how it is like okay. If you go to the hatch, we can see that I have 1 Glacide shiny egg and 6 Stardrift shiny eggs. Now that is because obviously when I was farming, these guys, I was encountering these guys way more often than these guys over here. But that's fine, because I was trying to catch both of them and get a shiny version of both of them. And as you can see here, this is my proof as well. Captured 10 shiny Pokemons or EVOMONs, 11 out of 10. So I already got the shiny hunter achievement thing. And as you can see here, my index, it also, like, you know, see what I mean? So let's go ahead and actually capture one of the, or actually let's start hatching one of the eggs real quick. As you can see here, it'll obviously take some time, but once you do have the egg hatched, that's when you can choose from the Pokeballs that you want to use, and that's when you like are gonna catch it, you know what I mean? Now I have been like looking for the shiny for like a while now. So to the people who are like wondering the best way to shiny farm this and this and that, this is how I personally shiny farm. So I'm gonna go through step by step. So first off, you want to have your tiny task. This is your tiny task right here. Now these are my preferences. So when you download it, it should just pop up like this. These are my preferences. I have 1x play speed. I have continuous playback. So this basically means that it'll just continually play without you having to constantly start a recording, etc. These are my recording hotkeys that I personally choose to use because I think they're easier than Control Shift Alt P. You know what I mean? I always have on top so that I can see that it's working. Show captions, I don't altogether know what that means, but I have it on anyways, so it's whatever. Use default toolbar. Yeah, this is all the ones that I have, and I have version 1.77, which might be an old version because I've had tiny tasks for a long time now. But okay, so the basic premise of this is you want to record yourself kind of like going left and right like this, but always holding W so that you hit one of the monsters because they all move in a weird way. You know what I mean? Right now I'm dodging them and on purpose, but generally speaking, this is the kind of thing you want to do. So choose a map that you want to farm on and that you know you can one tap them on, and you want to basically like always kind of walk in this general direction or whichever general direction the monsters are at more, because since this island I don't really need to go right, so majority of the time I just go like hold left and just kind of W it, you know what I mean? Try to dodge these guys as much as I can, just so I can get past them and get to these guys. Now this is gonna be harder on certain maps, but for this map, this wasn't like this island wasn't too hard to do that. As you can see, I got a Glycide egg out of it. But yeah, so this is just what I personally do. So number one thing is you always like make sure you don't move after you teleport. Don't move, and then so now that you know you haven't moved, you start your recording, do a little shimmy sham, you know, whatever. Keep moving. A lot of people get this wrong. Just keep moving in the background. Just keep moving in the background. Keep moving in the background for at least like a couple seconds, and then you stop. All right. Now you stop. Now what you want to do, all right, sit here for just like a couple of seconds. All right. Now what I like to do is I like to switch my Pokeballs around like this. Now be very careful you don't get stuck on like your best balls, you know what I mean? So make sure you always click number 1 once you're like here, you know what I mean? Now once you've done that, surely you're done with all the fighting now, and then that's when you can just hit C, confirm, yada yada yada. See what I'm saying? Now you could do that, or hold on, let me finish the recording. So what I like to do as well, so I'll talk about that in a second. So after that, you want to click down here. Make sure you spam click down here. All right. Now this is because when you have like a bunch of like monsters that you're going to release, they're going to learn a bunch of moves. And so you want to click down here so you get rid of those stuff on your screen. And then you want to click back to the teleporter and then teleport back. Now, if you forget to click, okay, if you forget to click, your AFK will mess up because you won't be able to teleport because you have a bunch of pop-ups on your screen. So until you get rid of all those pop-ups, then you can hit the teleport, then you can teleport, etc, etc. Now do know you do spawn in 3 different locations. You spawn in the middle, the right side, and the left side of the teleporter. So sometimes you might like end up like walking into the wall, etc, etc. That's fine. Those are just dead runs. That's fine. You know what I mean? Because eventually after a certain amount of time you will end up just teleporting again, and then you'll be in a different spot, which will most likely you will be able to just, you know, fight another monster. But yeah, so to cover what I was saying, if you have a lot of bag storage, I recommend using this technique, which is the technique I used, where I just have my auto on as well, and I also just kind of spam E. I kind of just spam E. It's because from what I heard, somebody was having issues because they aren't allowed to like stay in that area, that little catching screen, for too long. Otherwise, it'll like reset your character and you'll like teleport back, and then it'll mess up a lot of things. So the safest option that I've seen is to either here, let's go over here. It's to either let me kill this guy real quick, to time it well so that you have make sure you have this check mark before this happens. Oops. Oh, I had my auto catch on. But basically, so you want to have that check mark so that when you just click C, you'll automatically just leave. You know what I mean? See, this is what I mean by a pop-up, by the way. So you have to like click anywhere to get rid of it. But yeah, basically, yeah. So it's either you catch it, because I have a lot of backspace. So obviously, yeah, I can afford to just catch an abundance. But to the people who don't have a lot of bag space, I recommend you just leave the fight, because sometimes I don't believe you'll miss out on the prismatic, because I'm pretty sure you can only hit the pity if you are going to catch them, I believe. But I'm not all too sure about the encounters for that. I do, however, know that when you encounter a shiny, it'll give you another pop-up where it's going to ask you to confirm or not. So that's why it's really important that you are clicking down here and not up here, because you have a chance to accidentally catch the Pokemon with like a shit ball, or you have a chance to hitting confirm so that you make it like so that you catch a really crappy ball. And if you really want to take it a step further, you can do what I did, which was I do all of the recording, right? And then once I teleport back to here, I click my monster bag, I click this, and then I fight with a whole new loadout. Alright, and this is usually filled with like a bunch of monsters that I want to level up so I can just release. But yeah, you kind of get what I mean though, right? So in the same sense of like everything is like, this is just my way of farming. Now, yes, you will mess up from time to time, but if you continue to use tiny tasks, you'll slowly kind of understand like how tiny tasks works. It's super simple. Literally, how do I explain? In a really rough summary, you always want to use your tiny task when you have a starting point. You know, like example, like I can always get back to the teleport screen and teleport to this general vicinity. You know what I mean? So as long as I have a way to always get back into this same position, I know my recording is gonna work 100% of the time, because I'm always gonna end up here somehow. You know what I mean? So my recording will never be messed up. But yeah guys, happy hunting. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know if you guys run into any issues or problems, because as you can see here, I mean, I just showed you the proof that it works for me. So maybe you guys are doing something wrong, but you know, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. And if you guys want to keep updated with my content and everything else, my live streams and everything else, definitely check out my Discord down below in my description, as well as the download link for Tiny Task will be there as well. But yeah guys, other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Later.